feel like I look really buff in this outfit. Like really stacked. It's like business casual bodybuilder. Anyway, tarot. I'm conscious of my earrings dangling too much. Is that gonna be a problem? Should I take them out? I might have to take them out, but you've seen them anyway. So that's worth something at least. Hello. Hi there. I'm Jules. I'm gonna make some tarot cards. Should I get into it or should I give you an explanation? Let's do both. I will get into it by giving an explanation. Basically, so I went on a really nice weekend away with my mates to like just a chilled out Airbnb, and it was really casual and holistic. We did like yoga and had massages, and another thing that we did was we did tarot readings for each other with my mates' cards, and I loved it. I mean, I won't go into the nitty-gritty about what I believe in or whatever. It's just a good time. It's just good crack. And I came away from the experience being like, I wish I had some tarot cards of my own just to mess about with. They're also like really cool looking. So I looked on Etsy because there are some amazing artists on Etsy and they're all charging, you know, a decent amount for their cards. It's their art. They've put a lot into it. And then the thought occurred to me of like, these are some cool ass cards and designs that you can find, but potentially also make. Also, I'm boiling right now. I don't have the fan on because you would be able to hear it. So if I gradually look more and more sweaty and my face melts off and it starts to look like I've risen from a swamp, that's why. But yeah, I've got this big old board with me. I thought I'd start off with some broad strokes, some big concept ideas. So what do we know about tarot? We know that there are cards. How many are there? I might have to do some Googling, 1 second. I'm basing my tarot deck off, I don't know why I have my arms like that, I'm just ready. I'm basing my tarot card deck off the Rider-Waite original. I'm saying that like I've never heard of it before. I have. I think that's how you say it. Come on, get a grip. Right, that is what we're doing. You'll have heard of it if you've even heard of tarot cards before, because that's basically what everyone uses. There's other kinds. There's actually a ton of different kinds, it turns out. Also, I can't find the number of cards anywhere. I can just find lists. So we're going to go off lists. There's the Major Arcana. Am I saying that right? Arcana? It doesn't sound right, but so we've got the majors. Oh, it's like I've never held a pen before. And then we've got suits. Now, are they called suits or are they called minor arcana? I've forgotten. Yes, these are the minor arcana, but I'm going to call them the suits. I haven't planned out this at all. Good TV show, or is it worth it? It doesn't look worth it, if I'm honest. I've never gotten into it because there's people in an office, right? Just watch The Office. Of the suits, we have wands. I don't know why I'm suddenly capitalising. It's all gone a bit pear-shaped. Cups. Oh. Swords. Oh, almost forgot the D. Pentacles. This is the tricky one because, hang on. Pentacles. O's. I always thought this was pentagrams. Are they related? It's a 5-point star, right? Or is that a pentagram? What's the difference? I could Google it. What else have we got to do? Major Arcana. Major A, just so we don't forget. Is that all the components? How many of each of these are there? So we can work this out ourselves. I hate doing maths. 14 of each of these. 14, 14, 14, 14. And then we have, how many of these do we have? Jesus. And there are 21 of these. 21 seems like a lot. That's going to be a lot of drawing. Speaking of drawing, I think I'm going to start with the suits actually and figure out what kind of style I want to do. Now, I'm no artist. In fact, I'm nowhere near good enough to be doing elaborate designs or stuff that you would see on Etsy, for example, but I'm going to give it a go. I think my best bet is to simplify. Simplify. So I'm going to start with the suits, come up with a symbol for each one of those, have it as simple as possible. I'd quite like to come up with a really nice colour scheme, like pinks and greens maybe. Get that down on the board. And then start to think about the major arcana and how I want to represent it. I kind of, like I said, want it to be simple, but at the same time, there's a lot of meaning that goes into these things. Like, it would be nice to have a general idea of what the card is representing if you look at it, but that might be too much of an ask. We're just going to have to see. So starting with the suits, how's about we start putting pen to paper and drawing some stuff. So with wands, I was thinking, my favourite kind of why am I saying my favourite kind of wand? That doesn't make any sense. I did originally have the idea that I could do a vibrator because that's really funny. Then I was like, I don't think it would look as nice as a regular wand, because I'm picturing in my head, when you say wand, I'm picturing, you know, like the Fairly Odd Parents style, like it's a star on top of a stick. So let's give that a go. I'm just literally going to do that. Maybe give it a bit of a, and then a 5-pointed star. Oh, I've suddenly forgotten how to draw stars. It'll look better. I can pencil it on first. It's not going to look like that. That's not going to be how. It almost looks a bit like Backstreet Star because it's got like a butt crack going on, but it's not going to look like that in the final product. This we can throw away. It's meaningless. But that can be my. Am I suddenly regretting all of the choices I've made? So this is going to be. If you were unsure as to how competent I would be at this task, now you can be sure you're in good hands. So cups, I've got two ideas. I could either do like a really cute little mug, like that. Why is it so thick around the rim? Am I right, guys? I could either do a cup like that, or I could do sort of like a fancier cup. I could do like a rocks glass, like this. I could not. Should I make them all like really rudimentary and shitty? I could do that. Nah. Or like a martini glass. I think that is quite similar to that, so we'll stick with that for now. Swords, I've genuinely got no idea. What even types of swords are there? Swords is not a cutesy thing. Maybe I could do like a cutlass. Is that a thing? Let me have a look at some pictures. I could do like a knife, like a... Oh, is that really weird? If I make my sword like a kind of kitchen knife of like this variety, and then make that blade kind of chunky and cute. Can a knife be cute? Let's give you a little... Oops, that went off too far. And then maybe like a thing there. And like a... I don't know. Like that? Could get some interesting things out of that shape, maybe. I'm now going to Google what a pentacle is, because I don't know. Okay. So apparently a pentacle is a disc that works as a like a, what was the word? Talisman. Why am I saying that like I've never said it before? I know what the word talisman is. It's a talisman with a pentagram on it. So it's kind of like a necklace of sorts, except it's not strung up. I could do like a coin. What would look good? And it imbues magic. The wand is going to look too similar if I do another star. So, what do I want to do? I just tapped my mic. I hope you didn't hear that. I could do like a circle. I really like the idea of a coin, but how do I make it look magic? I could do a coin with like one. No, that's looking stupid. It's going to look like a crypto symbol or something. So I'm gonna give up on the coin idea on the account of it's too NFT based, What could I do? Some sort of like necklace locket type thing. Let's do like a... Let's do like a... Hang on, what would a locket look like? Like a little swirly pattern on it. Oh, it looks like a butthole. I don't like that. Get it off. If I have like that kind of thing going on and then this kind of thing going on, this could look like kind of a rudimentary locket, right? And then that goes through there. Mate, I am not having a good time. Let's put a little like whatever that is there and have done with it, because frankly, this isn't looking great, if I'm being honest with myself. But we can have other things come into it too, like, you know, colours. And on that note, I think I'm going to stick to 3 colours, just because the more colours I add to this, the more it's going to become apparent that I don't know what I'm doing. So if I keep it to minimal, potentially it'll look a bit more professional. So I've got a baby pink, like a kind of minty green, bordering on aqua actually, but it's more in the green camp than the blue, and a grey. I quite like a grey. I don't need to go into it. I don't need to go into my explanation. But those 3 colours work really nice together as well. I'll just show them off a little bit. We've got our... It's not a teal, is it? Because teal's quite dark. I think over the... There was an era... Oh, I've just chipped my nail varnish. Fresh on today. That's annoying. There was a few years back, everyone got really into teal, except they were calling this kind of colour teal. If anything, that's turquoise. It's not teal. Teal is like a darker... a much darker colour. Anyway, I like a seafoam green as well, but that's not what that is. Getting like so defensive about colour. Pink. This is going to look cute. I've decided now the colours come into it, I'm getting into it. That was just a sneeze from my cat. I hope you heard it. And the grey. It looks a bit brown on this because this paper is like off what is like faded paper. I don't know how old it is. These are the colour scheme. That's good, isn't it? Got that down. I think what I'm going to do now is use the rest of the space, all of this area here, to map out some of the ideas for the major A's. There's 21 of them. I'm not going to get through all of them on this sheet. So I'm going to do some of the ones I'm thinking might be quite difficult, or some of the more iconic ones on here. And then we'll go to some nice visuals of me actually drawing them out and making the cards themselves. Okay. What could I do for Fool? I want to like... I think for the, you know, as you get progressively further in the number... What the hell am I saying? I think I want to keep it really simple, even with the more like picture-y cards, if you will. So if we get to like King standard over here and Queen, and it's not Jack, is it? It's another guy, just a random guy, like a dude. Basically for these ones, I want to maybe just have them so that it's like this kind of thing plus, you know, a cup or something. I can get more, that, God, it's not going to be like that, I hope. It's obviously not going to turn out like that. It won't be far off, but it won't be this bad. But I would maybe want to avoid doing too many things like faces, because they just are immediately a sign of someone not being able to draw, which I can't. So, well, I mean, I can draw. Clearly I can draw. The Fool could be like a jester's hat. What does a jester's hat look like? Sort of like a turkey, but with 3 legs, right? Hey, that's not bad. Come on. It looks worse on camera. That's not bad. If that was done properly, that would look good. So things like this for like the Fool. What other things have we got? Magician. It could be like a series of hats. Strength. That's an interesting one. Very conceptual. Strength. Oh, I could do like oh god, what do they look like? Dumbbells. This is going to look bad, considering that it's a really easy shape to draw. Stuff like that. The Hanged Man. You know, really nice, lovely symbols. It's a noose. Now the moon's going to be fun because you can make it just look so cute. Cute. Judgment. Ooh, what would Judgment be? I don't want to make it too modern. Is this too modern? Is what you're looking at now too modern? Judgment can be an eye. We judge people when we look at them. It could be like a I think when I just go for it and go with the flow, I was going to say it turns out better, but then I actually saw what I was doing. Judgment. Okay, the devil. The devil. I really like devil tails. Weird thing to say, but I really like the shape of them because they're kind of like a little point with a butt in the point, but that's cute, isn't it? The world. Ooh, how do you make that cute? The world. The world. I don't want to make it accurate because it's going to look bad if I try and make it look accurate. Not too shabby, if I'm honest. Ow. As I'm sure you'll agree, plenty to think about. I could really do with working out if I'm going to have just one big number on these kind of cards, or if I'm going to have multiples of one image. I could do like stacks of cups, that would look cute, and like a knife rack, cute, and like all the necklaces could be on a neck, and wands. It's like a bunch of wands, you know. Maybe this is it for now. Maybe I take a break and draw some plans out. Plan out each card, and I'll show you some close-ups of me actually drawing them, and then we can talk about what we've done here together today. Is there anything else to say at this point? No, I think that just about covers it. Good times. Bye. For now. For now, I'll be right back. Hello, it has been a few days and I've been busy. I have been sketching out so many ideas, and yeah, I have like pages full of all of the cards that I intend to draw out. So I have been sketching out the concepts for each card. I've done all of them now, every single one. That's 78 in total. What was an excellent sign is that this took me forever. And these are just really rudimentary sketches. So I'm really optimistic, about the completion of this and that it won't take me forever. Sometimes you just got to be a little bit delusional, to get projects like this done. I have procured some card. I've got quite a few sheets of this, and it's a pretty good card actually. It's not super thick, which is what I wanted, because I feel like if it gets really thick, then it'll be hard to like shuffle them, and it'll feel like a bit unwieldy in your hands. I have pens. These are, I don't know why I did that, these are handwriting pens, and they have a fine tip. Oh, I just hit myself in the face. The reason I got these is because, so we do have things like Sharpies in the flat and things I could probably use, but what I don't want to do is start off with one particular pen, have that run out, and then have to use another kind of a pen that makes it look completely different. So yeah, I didn't really need to explain that, but in case you're interested, like, wow, she bought pens for a project that involves drawing. The next thing I have is a card template. Now, I know what you're going to say. Shop bought? No. Can you believe it? This is made out of cardboard, and I did this just now. The idea behind it is that I will use a pencil, go round the outer rim for the cutout line, and then around the inner rim for the border, because I want each card to have a border, because I like to give myself extra things to do. And yeah, I'm really not optimistic about this at all, because as I was cutting it out, it was getting misshapen, and so every card might be misshapen, but at least that's like consistent across all cards. So, you know, can't ask for much more than consistency at this point. Anyway, I'm gonna start sketching now, and yeah, let's speed up the process so it's not too boring for you. Okay, so that's the second set of 4 complete. I'm not going to show me drawing all of these just because I think that might get really tedious, but some of the more eagle-eyed of you will notice that I immediately made a mistake. I said this was number 2, it should have been number 1. The full fooled me, it got me good. So I'm gonna have to just grab some Tipp-Ex and change these. It was only these 3 that I got wrong. But yeah, that's my process so far. Hi, the end is nigh, except in like a good way, like the end is nigh. I have done all of the drawings that I've needed to do. That's 20 pages of 78 designs. Feeling pretty good about myself, TBH. I've made a purchase that I think might be one of the best purchases I've made of my life, which, as you'll see, illustrates how sad of a person I am. It's a paper cutter, still in its wrapper. I keep calling this a guillotine, but I don't think that's right. I think it's like, it has to do that movement if it's a guillotine. I don't know. excited to get this bad boy out, although it was quite cheap. I think it's probably not going to work very well. We'll see. But yeah, next step is just cutting all of these guys up, and then we'll go from there. And there we have it. I've actually done it. I've got a pack of tarot cards, guys. I made an entire deck of cards. It didn't even take that long, particularly because the designs are just so simple, and I had a really fun time doing it. It got stressful on occasion, sure, but yeah, here they all are. They're all cut out. I have beveled every edge. I have even gilded, well, not gilded, it's gold pen that is actually coming off my hands too, so that's fun. But I've like foiled the edges. I've done a little kind of crap design on the back so that it all looks consistent, and I'm so happy with them. I think I'm most pleased with the swords. I think that they came out so well, much better than I was expecting by far. And I'm also kind of happy with the wands and the cups. I think they look good too. Pentacles, I don't know, in the end they look kind of more like eyes or something, which is kind of cool, but I'm just not really that much of a fan of how they turned out. But all in all, I think they look good together. So I'll just talk you through some of the reasoning behind some of the designs. I ended up going for 4 separate symbols for the page, the knight, the queen and the king. I'm allergic to tarot. So I went for 4 separate symbols to represent the page, knight, queen, king. And those symbols are a little acorn for the page. I've got to be honest, like I struggled so hard to come up with an idea for what to represent the pages as. I decided on acorn because I think a lot of the time they're supposed to represent like youthfulness. It's basically just some guy, it's like a young guy. And I interpreted youthfulness to be like a baby tree, like a little, there's something about to happen, but it's not quite yet a tree, it's just an acorn. For knight, I chose feather because I couldn't use sword because there was already a sword in the minor arcana, but I went for feather because I was kind of imagining those like medieval knights and the big feathers in their hats. And queen, I went for ring because I wanted there to be some difference to the king, who is crown. So just mixing things up really. And I'm really pleased with how those 4 turned out. I think I'm most happy with how the major arcana turned out. To be honest, when they all are together, they're really nice. Like I'm happy with the designs. Like I didn't overdo it with too many. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is a little bit overdone, but I'm really pleased with how each one of them is just like cutesy and simple, and yeah, just really pleased with myself, to be honest. I have no idea whether these are good tarot cards, whether they work, whether they are decent enough to actually be used for tarot. In fact, shall we pull a card now? Let's go with that one. Ace of Cups. I'm going to have to look up what that means. So in my creative journey, I at no point looked into any meaning of any of the cards. So just gonna have to Google it every time I use them. It signifies the beginnings in the area of the social and emotional life. Oh my God, I don't want to. Now, I don't want to like stir up a lot of hysteria over nothing, but the beginnings of something social. This is literally the first YouTube video I'm putting out. This is incredible. So yeah, I agree, tarot cards, it is Ace of Cups. It's very Ace of Cups. Pleased that they work then. I will be bringing these cards back for future videos because there's a lot of fun to be had with tarot. If you have any burning questions yourself that you would like me to answer with, I think you'll agree, quite the special pack, then I can absolutely go ahead and do that. And I will also probably give myself a reading because I want to know what the future holds for me. And speaking of using these cards, if you have any inclination whatsoever to have a pack yourself, I am uploading scans of the A4 sheets that I drew out onto my Patreon. I'll link that below. You are absolutely not obliged to go and be a patron if you don't want, but I'll let you decide. But they're there if you want to do something with them. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did enjoy it, and more fun things to come, I guess. This is it. This is like the kind of thing you can expect, so hopefully you're expecting some good stuff. Bye.